Yeah.
That millennial hustle culture, it set us up to fail.
I want you to I want you to I want you to
Hello, friends. We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kandrin.
What up? What up? It's Deja. How y'all doing?
And if you've never been here before, welcome. We do a cross section of pop culture in real life. Today, if you like that type of content, please drop down and follow us. And also, we're here multiple times a week. We do one-off topics and we do lives every Monday with reality TV. So if you're really into reality TV, welcome. And today's topic is the reality TV one as well. So we're talking Dr. Wendy on Real Housewives of Potomac. She, in I guess a couple episodes before the new year, talked a lot about stress-related illness and how she just hasn't been taking care of herself. She has had these, was it kidney stones? She had some sort of
I don't know I don't remember her ever saying what was happening. She just had to have like an emergency surgery or something like
I
that.
think it was kidney stones because she was saying she had to pass them and they were huge, and she hadn't been drinking water and doing all the things that she knows would help with prevention for these things because she was running around burning herself out basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've previously had this conversation about burnout, but I think she's, in our sort of age demographic, and
Yeah.
that millennial hustle culture, it set us up to fail.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say too, to her own point that she's made, there's a lot of pressure put on immigrant children by their parents to succeed in the American dream and or what they perceive the American dream to be, which is like being a doctor, a lawyer, like a CPA, like something of affluence essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does have kidney stones. And also she was having a conversation with her mom too. It was like, dude, you need to take care of yourself too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm, here recouping. And then I can't remember what her mom was trying to give her. I think she had asked for like soup or something, and her mom's trying to give her like a full-on meal, and she's like, "Ma'am, you need to take care of yourself too." So I think there's just something to be said for not burning yourself out like that. And like I said, the millennial hustle culture, it was it's been a huge disservice to all of us on the back end, I think.
Mm-hmm. Won't tell you no lies about that.
Yeah. And I think Wendy is a prime example of, you can do it all, but maybe not all at once. I think Oprah says that, like, you can do it all, but you can't do it all at once. And she seems like she's trying to do it all at once. And I think that's her husband's concern as well, of like, you're teaching, you're commentating, you're filming this reality show, you want to open a lounge, you have small children,
Candle
business,
Yeah.
the what is it, Oni Home
Mhm.
Essentials, I think.
I love that
And
name.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
you know there's some value in just kind of focusing on maybe one or two things instead of feeling like you have to do everything all at once.
Mm-hmm. I actually posted it on my Instagram stories the other day. It was a clip from Viola Davis on, I think she was on the Breakfast Club, and she's talking about like ambitious people, and that go mentality. And she was just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, you can be ambitious, but sometimes you got to be ambitious about rest.
Absolutely.
Like rest is valuable. You can't do all of your ambitions if you exhausted. You're just gonna be running through it half-assed, essentially.
And we're going to have a deeper conversation about goal setting. And as a preview, this is something that I'm working on intentionally next year, of just not doing that, especially having such a bout of burnout that I actually had to take months off of work to deal with it,
Yeah.
So I think, Wendy would benefit. I don't think Eddie is one of those men who's just like, no, sit at home and do nothing. he's just like, dude, you're doing a lot already and you're trying to add one more thing. So, maybe the whole situation with Patricia not working out is to her benefit.
I was like, who is Patricia? You get on my nerves.
Peter Thomas, for those who haven't picked it up yet, maybe that worked out for her benefit. So
I'm just glad that she's okay, in the sense of like, she did have to have like an emergency surgery, but it was taken care of. And it seems at this point, like, we don't know for sure, but it seems at this point as though she's okay. I would imagine too that like all that drama and chaos in Miami did not bode well for her own stress levels. And while in previous conversation we have made mention to like she not being very likable because of the hurtness that happens when she's in conflict with these ladies, that does not mean that we don't wish the lady well. We want her to be okay. We don't want anybody on this show to be, like sat down in the way in which she was, but I'm glad to see that she's up and moving and she's back to herself.
Well, one more thing I'm just going to say as a kind of a cautionary PSA sort of thing.
Yeah.
You think that these things aren't that big of a deal, but I've known two people like, in my life, not close to me, but in my life, that have had very serious complications from something very, minor-ish, or something that seems relatively minor, and it has caused them great complications from these sort of like kidney stones and things of that nature. So like,
I have a stroke scare.
You have to be incredibly careful about, taking things seriously, especially, as you get older and you don't recover from things quite as, swiftly as you used to. So I'm glad to see that Wendy, is well, and I'm hoping that she uses this as a wake-up call to kind of recalibrate her life in a way.
Yeah, I think too that she also made mention when she came, back into herself, like back to normal, that she is probably going to slow down a bit and just kind of take a little bit more time for herself.
Yeah.
Because that was scary. And I hope that she actually does that and does not feel the pressures from the outside world telling her she's got to do X, Y, and Z. Because baby, you ain't got to do shit but live and die. like
as the girls would tell you. So yeah, and also, and again, we'll get back to this with our goal setting conversations, but like also not being scared to outsource stuff, because child, you can't do it all. And
I mean, you can with some help.
You don't have to. You can use other people's, you can, as we talked about before, talking about Kim
Beyonce.
Kardashian and Beyonce
having other people's hours.
Having other people's hours. Like, yeah, you have 24 hours, but you can also have 8 hours of somebody else's time this week, or you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Or whatever the case may be. So anyways, all that to say, don't burn yourselves out.
And this is my advice to anyone who is similar to Wendy, and that like, when people is sending you some foolishness, don't let them get you all worked up like that. Yeah, that type of stress is hard on your body. Yeah. And I wouldn't, like I said before, I don't imagine that the things that she's experienced over the last 2 seasons of her being on the show, I definitely think that has lended to the stress in the body itself. Yeah. So don't let them bitches work you up, girl. Yeah.
And go to the doctor too. So anyways, that's it.
Bye, y'all. See you in the next conversation. Make sure you are make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time. Bye.